Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. I'm your host, Chris Gennaro. My co-host is Eric Rizk, and today we have Sanguisugabogg. How are you doing, guys?
What up?
Chilling.
Okay, so I guess let's just say who you guys are and what you do in the band.
You already started off, Cody. I'm Devin. I play the mouth in Sanguisugabogg.
I'm Cody, and I play drums.
Cool. So you guys, yeah. So you had some big news. You signed with Century Media recently. You've got an album coming out, and you got 2 videos already for that album. I watched both of them. They were pretty entertaining. So I guess let's talk about how they came about, how trauma figured into it. I know you our friends from Oxlade were in the video too, we noticed, and I was super psyched to see their cameos. So just talk a little bit about how those videos came about.
Yeah. Kane from Vomit Forth was behind the scenes for a minute too.
Oh.
But yeah, the whole idea and premise behind it was that when we found out that Century Media was giving us a music video budget, the joke was man, we should ask Century Media if they could give us a big dick budget and give us surgery to have big dicks. And that kind of spawned us having a music video. That being around our actual music video. And we contacted Trauma because a band that we've played some shows with called Escuela Grind did 2 music videos with this guy named Sebi Martinez. He's also worked with Tim Heidecker and stuff too. And we wanted it to be completely Trauma themed. We wanted to use the Tromeo and Juliet penises and stuff in those movies. So yeah, that's what all spawned the first video. We went to New York, spent about 2 weeks there and just partied and actually tripped on psychedelics and shot a little miniature horror film. And then as far as the animated video, that was actually mostly Cody's idea behind all of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw this video by a band called Shit Life. It was the song's called Rain and Bud, and I actually saw it a while ago, and I wanted to do a similar video for my gore grind thing called Putrid Stew, because I have these really heinous characters, so I thought it would be funny, but I didn't get around to trying that at all. But I told the guys about it because we were supposed to have a visualizer for one of our singles, and we all hate lyric videos, think they're really corny, and I didn't want it to just be album art or something. So yeah, we just hit up the dude. I don't know that, I think the way he likes to be credited is Hall Hammer. And yeah, you guys should check out that Shit Life video. It's really fucking sick. That band's fucking sick. They're really fast, and yeah, it's pretty cool. And we just ended up getting the budget for that, and now we're Death Clock apparently.
That's cool. Whose idea was it to have Bob and Doug McKenzie cameo?
That was Josh's.
Yeah,
Okay.
That was the guy who made it, the Hall Hammer guy. I didn't even know what that was, to be honest.
Stop!
That movie's hilarious.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome. Oh, there we go. Somebody.
Sarah, where are you going?
So cool. Yeah, so I mean those videos are getting a lot of views. We definitely noticed or I did just a lot of cool little subtleties, the bullet shots going with the snare beat and stuff.
Yeah.
So even though the animation's a little choppy and it's at times, there's definitely a lot of love put in that video, which I appreciated. And of course, we always stick the links to everything in the description. So if you haven't seen those videos, definitely go check them out. The menstrual envy one is pretty hysterical. So I'm assuming you filmed that before the COVID stuff started, or maybe right about then.
Um, it was actually in like October or November.
Oh, okay. So it was well after that.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had to
everyone.
sign release forms and stuff too, like
Yeah,
before we filmed it.
Lloyd Kaufman actually wanted to be there, but he ended up not coming to, because he's getting old. His wife didn't want him to be there, and they're being extra safe and stuff.
Yeah, it's tough. And so you got Vomit Forth and Oxalate to come down and film it with you guys.
Yeah, we were staying with Oxalate, Zach Mild, shout out, and they invited Kane. I didn't even know Kane was gonna come, and I was tripping on acid so hard that it was just like a big surprise. And then also Squala Grind was there, which was really cool.
Yeah, our buddy Phil supplied the goods, and we lost our mind. Yeah, Phil, and yeah, a bunch of our like fans and friends that have been palling around with us since our first tour. We're all there, and yeah, so it was just like a big buddy fest for like 2 whole weeks. It definitely scratched like a little bit of a show itch, just because like as much as I wanna just have a bunch of bands play my basement, we can't do that. So I going out of state and seeing a lot of friends definitely filled a need.
Yeah, we met Stabbed out there. Have you guys checked out Stabbed yet?
Oh yeah, that's Mark Valentino's
yeah
band. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Cool,
supplied us a tree and took acid with us, and it was fucking sweet.
All right. Yeah, I think they have a demo on Maggot Stomp now. I think.
Yeah. It rips.
I was gonna say, all this talk of doing acid, I feel like this video is gonna be like taken in for evidence at some point.
You can talk about that.
Like I'm watch this now.
Like I'm talking to you guys, but also probably talking to the jurors at the same time.
Second, FBI just text me. Wait up.
So the stuff is the 2 videos are for tracks on the new album. It's coming out on March 26th. I'm assuming it's all done and sealed, and you've got probably the artwork, and it's being manufactured at this point. I take it.
Yeah, I think so.
And I saw Metal Archives actually had the track listing on there, which kind of surprised me, considering that it wasn't out yet. I take it there's copies floating around.
Shit, man. I don't know.
No, like
some good research.
Yeah, Century Media's like PR and everything gets all the track listing and stuff out. There's been a couple articles and people that have been writing about us that had they got an advanced listen to the album, so they already published like what the song titles and stuff are going to be.
I think that the artist on the first album that was Mark Riddick, right? No,
Mark Riddick did a long sleeve design for us.
Okay.
Like pretty early on. The original art for the EP was this guy named Constantine, and then the artwork that we use now for everything is Nightmare Imagery.
Okay, so they did the new album.
Yeah.
I feel bad always, asking you guys about the band name and stuff, because I know you probably just get that every fucking time you do an interview. So, I mean, I already know that it means bloodsucker and the whole toilet thing or something like that.
Something like
It's actually Latin for mortician ripoff.
Okay.
It's Latin for frozen soul.
And then I know the EP that you guys did for Maggot Stomp, you guys recorded that yourselves, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, right here.
Already recorded it.
We did the drums at a buddy's spot, but everything else was right here.
Yeah. So did you do the full length that's coming out on Century Media in the same way?
Yeah. Yep. Drums at my buddy's. He just has like a bigger room, so do drums with my buddy Sean O'Shaughnessy out of Encore Studios in Dayton, Ohio, and then we do the rest at Fix My Face Studios, aka my room.
Cool. And the sound is phenomenal. I know, like, you guys tune down pretty low, and I there's a special place in my heart for really tuned down stuff. But you know, sometimes it can sound really muddled if you don't know what you're doing. And I feel like you guys had a really thick sound that I thought was awesome.
Oh yeah, thanks, dude. Shout out to Ampeg VH140Cs. Those are the amps of choice.
Yeah, we were. I had an Ampeg too. I liked it very much.
Fuck yeah.
So let's talk about some of your other side projects, because I thought it was interesting that you do a side project where you basically play everything, the Death Fetish one.
Yeah. Well, thanks for asking. It's still a newer project. I did a split with my friend's band. They're called Fumigated out of Lima, Ohio, and I actually planned to like do an EP originally, but James hit me up and said like a band backed out of the split, so I just kind of like real quick whipped up 2 songs. But I'm working on an EP right now. I play guitar, drums, and bass, but my buddy Will Wagner, he's doing vocals, and it's pretty cool. We also do a few other side projects. We got one we're doing called Shinjuku, which is really fucking crazy. It's kind of like Car Bomb a little bit, but with like, I don't know, it's a little different. But yeah, we do that. We're also do this thing called Volcano. It's like beat down hardcore, like New York hardcore, but it's not out yet. So, and then me and Devin got a side project we just started too called Skag, and that's going to be a pretty serious thing. It's another thing where I'm doing like musical chairs and got a vocalist with me, you know.
And any label interest for that stuff, that, you know, pressings, or, you know, because I assume the split was a 7-inch.
Well, the split was actually just cassettes and CDs. The CDs were released by Terrible Mutilation Records in Australia, and that's run by Lockie McPherson, and he's in like some really fucking cool bands like Contaminated, Rawhead, Derailment, and yeah, he made the CDs, and then the tapes were done by Acid Redux Productions in the States. But as far as like the other bands like Skag, we had like an offer. Do you remember what label from Poland was talking to us?
Yeah, it's called Fat Asso Records.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, we plan on doing a split and an EP that'll be distroed for them for a little bit, and then we also plan on putting stuff out ourselves through Fix My Face Records.
Yeah,
so
that's my little label and studio.
Cool. Is Maggot Stomp going to continue to press your old EP?
No. Century Media actually bought our old EP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have
re-released by them at some point.
Yeah, they have licensing rights, so they'll be doing a re-release and they'll be pressing it out for a little bit. But I think we still have some leeway if 10 years from now or so we could put it out ourselves or shop around, or if we wanted to pull a Gate Creeper and just release it through our old label just for hell's sake. But yeah, expect like a re-release and stuff of Pornographic Seizures through Century here soon.
Cool. And is there anything else in the contract with Century Media besides like the giant penises that you got that might be?
Cameron's getting a vagina for LP2, and then for LP3 he's going to get his dick back but bigger.
They bought me some Gene Co's, so that's cool.
Oh, that's good. What else can you ask for?
Yeah, I think we also get Adidas tracksuits out of the whole deal too.
Yeah.
Speaking about giant penises, did you guys get to keep any of those props?
Yeah, we got one of the dicks. just
You
one.
only got one dick.
Share it, yeah.
Yeah.
Where do the other 3 dicks go?
Well,
Right here. No, just kidding.
yeah. They only actually had 3 made, and they had to pay to get another one made like last minute. I guess they only had 2 originally, but yeah, they ended up giving us one, and I think it lives at Cameron's house right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we all have visitation rights. It's our baby.
So you guys did a lot of touring when Pornographic Seizure was out. Any bands? You know, you have a lot of cool flyers on your Facebook page, so I had a lot of fun going through and checking those out. Any standouts or standout shows that you want to talk about?
Well, Undeath is the shit. We toured with them a few times. We're like really good buddies with them now. And I think St. Vitus is probably like some of the coolest shows I've ever played. But I don't know. It's hard to talk about how cool it was.
Fuck it. I'll give you all the details. So
Yeah. Take it away.
Yeah, the first St. Vitus show that we played was on our first tour, and we went out with Scorched. Did a couple days like starting off the tour, and then we picked up Mutilatred from Toledo. Shout out, they're our buddies, and Undeath, and here's something funny. So we all think that maybe, not to scare anybody, that we were patient 0 when it comes to fucking COVID, because we all got like deathly ill on this tour. It sucked so bad. And our first time at St. Vitus, like beforehand, we picked up on Death and Rochester, and we went to our buddy Barrett's house, who runs Severed Records, and everyone's like freezing their asses off, but me and Cameron and Barrett are just shooting the shit with this other band that opened up the show, Valdhexen. And we're in a warm spot. Like, we're right by a fireplace and a furnace and all kinds of shit. So we're all toasty. And we're just drinking the whole time, losing track of time. And we take 2 hits of LSD. And all of a sudden, Steve, our old bassist at the time, comes out to the door, and he's like, "Oh," he's like, "How are you guys feeling?" And we're like, "What?" And we're so hammered. And we get in the van and drive all the way to Brooklyn, which is like, what was it, Cody? Like 6 hours?
I think it was 9.
Give or take. Oh, 9 hours. Yeah, we had a couple pit stops and stuff. And me and Cameron are just like on LSD, so we're not sleeping the entire time. And we get to the show, we load up all the gear. Our bassist is sick. He has like a fever of 100, 102, 103. It was crazy. We load up everything. The band right before us, Mutilatred, gets on, and they play. And we're like, "All right, Steve, like, what are you thinking?" And he's like, "Man, I'm just going to go to Port Authority and head back home." And it's like, "Dude, you're going to take a Greyhound and go all the way home to Columbus from Brooklyn? You're out of your fucking mind." So I have a sore throat. We're all sick. We're sweating our asses off. We're hammered. And we're playing the set as a 3-piece, but Cameron has a loop pedal, so he's playing bass and guitar at the same time. And everybody is just going absolutely berserk for us. And at the end of our set, no one can get our name right at this point. They're yelling, "Shush kebab, shush kebab, shush kebab." And it was definitely, it's my favorite show that we've ever played. It's probably the most memorable show that we've played so far.
It was the first time I felt like I was in a cool band. They were like, Sanguisugabogg.
Did the bass player go home by Greyhound? Did he really go home by Greyhound?
Yeah, he did.
Oh my God. That must have took like 20 hours or something. It's like slow and it stops a million.
Yeah. But
he's an idiot.
You're good to go, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
That's not the show that's on YouTube. I know there was once you had one Saint Vitus show that
Oh,
was
there's
on YouTube.
Dude, both of them are on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sound on that is not so bad. A lot of times when I see, with metal bands, if I see a live
Dude.
YouTube show, it's like, but
Yeah.
I think the guy who recorded that did a pretty nice job considering. Again, I think it's pretty rough to record.
So if you guys only seen the second one, you're gonna think the first one sounds way better. I don't know why. I think it was like a different sound guy, but the one where we're a 3-piece sounds the best in my opinion.
Yeah, I like the way both of them sound. I think I get lost like looking at the second one just because we're playing as a full band. But when you're up there, their monitors are so insane. You can hear everything, and it's fucking great. I've seen the live video where like Converge played Vitus, and it sounds amazing. So I love that place a lot. It's like probably our favorite place to play, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely like St. Vitus. It's a really cool place. Now, you guys don't live near each other in Ohio, correct? I think some of the bands do, but I think, Devin, you, I think, lived further out, though, correct?
No, Cody actually lives further out than all of us. I live 5 minutes from everybody else in the band right now. And Cody lives in Dayton, which is like an hour and some change from all of us. And we go over there to practice and everything.
Yeah.
So now that the album is all wrapped up, what do you guys do at your practices? Are you working on new stuff, or you're hoping a tour comes about sometime soon?
Yeah, I mean, we have like some tours backlogged, but like we don't know when that'll ever happen. But we have some like B-sides we're working on that are like contractual. Like every album kind of gets some B-sides dedicated. So that was something we didn't anticipate when we did Tortured Whole. So we're like currently making those. And then we got some other, like we're just trying to like keep writing because like we want to like, I don't know, we want to get where we want to go without having to like, if you get a big gap in there, it can get kind of funny and like the music can get pretty dissipated, but Cameron's always coming up with songs. I think he's already got like 5 songs to go, but we just haven't been chipping at it yet.
Yeah, we definitely want to be creating like more content. We plan on going to Trauma to do like more music videos and stuff too, in preparation just to promote the album. And I don't know, maybe start a Sanguisugabogg OnlyFans or
yeah. You guys have your own YouTube channel, so I know that you definitely have a place to put that stuff out. I noticed Jackie did some behind the scenes videos for you or something. I guess
yeah, that was from when we went to shoot the Minstrel Envy video because we were staying with Zach and Jackie. So that was just a compilation of us hanging out.
So that's pretty cool.
Compilation.
So can you say like who are the tours with that you were planning on doing that are maybe on hold that maybe still might happen?
I don't know. I mean,
is it James? I don't know.
Yeah, can we reveal? I don't know.
Well, yeah. There's some of them. There's some interviews where like me and Cameron have already kind of talked about it, and some of the bands have already talked about it too. So like, we had the first one we were gonna do. So after our last headline, when April was gonna roll in, we were gonna play with Dying Fetus, and then later that month we were gonna do a couple days with the Black Dahlia murder, and we were just busy from there. I can't go into too much details because there's some that are being rescheduled, and they're definitely gonna happen when things open back up. So, but yeah, we were gonna play a couple days with Black Dahlia murder. We had pretty much like 8 or 9 months like booked for the year, and another one of them was going to be with like the Acacia strain and stuff too.
Oh,
but there's
arms
even way more crazier ones that, fingers crossed, like that are still going to be happening.
You mentioned earlier, I don't know how much you know about like what Cameron does with the guitar, but you mentioned that he plays with a loop pedal and stuff. Is that like a common thing that he would do, or just for that one gig?
Nah, it wasn't a loop pedal. It was an ABY pedal, which means it just splits your signal into two signals. And he played out of a bass amp, and he played out of our bass player's gear because obviously he didn't take the gear with him on the Greyhound. So yeah, he only split the signal for the rest of that tour just to finish it, and it was cool. We did talk about like maybe incorporating that, but we just kind of decided simplicity is a little bit better. And we're like tuning so low. It's like we have a bass player, so what's the point in having all that? You know, Cameron really doesn't use anything besides the amp tone. That's all it is.
Just what do you guys tune to, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, it's a drop G.
Drop G.
Gang.
I fucking love down-tuned guitars. I can't help myself.
Oh yeah.
I guess let me see. Do you want to talk maybe a little about your influences and stuff? And you know, I know your EP got thrown together real quick, you said. So I thought that was kind of interesting that it was just like, fuck it, let's do it, and you got together. Did you talk much about what you wanted it to sound like, or was it just like, fucking here's what we had?
Well, when I joined the band, Cameron had Pornographic Seizures written entirely, but he had fake drums on it, and he had like this shitty demo that was all right, but when I first heard it, I was like, this is cool. But then I heard like Succulent Decedent, and that riff just like got me. So he ended up offering to see if I wanted to play in the band, and I did. And obviously I like changed all the drum parts, and then I wanted to record it. So we recorded it like real fast, and some of Devin's lyrics were even written like the same day we were doing vocals. And when we finished it, me and Cameron stayed up till 7 a.m. mixing it, and I mixed it in one night because we didn't, we were just like excited to do it, and it wasn't really like we've all, like me personally, I've always done like more than one band, and Devin was in Limb Splitter, and Cameron, I don't know if they were still doing Navium at that time, but Cameron and Steve used to be in a black metal band called Navium. So it wasn't really the plan that like, okay, now this is our main band. It was just like, let's put this out. We were looking at Maggot Stomp bands. Cameron hit it up, and they ended up really liking it. So they put it out, and then, all of a sudden it's the biggest band I'm in, the biggest band I've ever been in like a few fucking weeks, So that obviously like shifted my focus into that. But yeah, I mean, it happened kind of on accident, and that's like why it feels the best, honestly, because when you contrive and try to make something happen, it doesn't always work out that way, but it's even cooler to like, wake up that way one day,
Sure. It was definitely weird because like, I think we all kind of envisioned it as like a local band that'll play shows here and there, and we'll just have fun with it. Definitely didn't intend on it growing as much as it has. I think like vocally, my influences on that EP was just kind of had something to do with like what I was listening to at the time, which is like early Incantation, like Mike Sayers, Craig Billard, definitely like the Disma, like towards the Megalith EP, as well as a lot of Embalmer too, like Rick Fleming and Paul Gorfine had like an influence on what I did vocal wise and pattern wise. And as far as like the lyrics, that was just stuff that was off the top of my head, like a death metal freestyle.
The video's got like a certain camp element. Is that definitely a lyric theme too, like just goofball shit, or is there what else are you doing theme wise?
Yeah, definitely. I pull a lot of influence from campy like horror movies. The EP I sing about this horror movie called Baskin, which was filmed in Istanbul. It's a Turkish horror movie. And then we have a song on the LP called Gourd in the Chest, which is about John Carpenter's Halloween. And I take a lot of influence from that, and also the way that Will Romer writes lyrics. A lot of his songs have like repetition. He'll use the same words, and it'll just be like kill, stab, blood, running through this, running through that. And take a lot of influence from that. And then as far as like the weird eerie like sounds, that has a lot to do with Embalmer's There Was Blood Everywhere album. That they're an Ohio band. They're probably like my favorite Ohio death metal band of all time. So my band Limb Splitter shares a jam room with them, so they're one of my favorite bands ever.
Yeah, I know Oxlade are super horror freaks, so it makes sense that you guys get along with them so well.
Oh yeah. I'm actually Cody just recorded vocals that I did for Zach, and I are doing a studio thing.
Really?
Yeah, we don't have a name or anything for it yet, but it's definitely horror themed, and especially like Clive Barker themed as well.
Yeah, I'm always seeing, posts of his and, about all the horror books and shit that he's into.
Yeah.
So that does not surprise me in the slightest. Cool. What else do you got, Eric? I'm looking over my notes.
So yeah, for the album coming out on Century Media, do you guys write together, or is Cameron the main like songwriter? Because you said he wrote the whole EP ahead of time.
Well, yeah, I mean, Cameron is kind of, I mean, it depends on how you define like songwriter, because like Cameron definitely starts them all, and it's usually like just Cameron has like riffs for the whole song, but Cameron doesn't ever like have rhythmic ideas, and he never says like, I want you to do this here, so it's really like Cameron comes to band practice with all the riffs and stuff. We jam through, and we just kind of keep fucking jamming until we feel like it's comfortable. I've never been one of those people that kind of like write out every little part, so it kind of like is rapidly changing until we record it, and then when we record it, I kind of try to stick to like what ended up being out of those few months of jamming, like all my ideas all at once. Mm-hmm. And then like Devin's a little separate, so it's like Devin, on his own time figures out what he wants, and there's honestly, I think the only thing we've ever told him to change is like that right there, we're just gonna take that out, like, so yeah. Devin does a good job. We don't really impede on him, and sometimes Cameron will let me change a riff a little bit, or like maybe I'll have some ideas on like structure, or like having like an interlude, or like a transition, but like there's been a few riffs that I've written because I'm originally a guitar player. Drums is like my second instrument. So Gourd in the Chest, which is coming out on Tortured Hole, the first half of that I kind of contributed, and then the song Posthumous Compersion was actually a Putrid Stew song, which is my one-man gore grind outfit. And I didn't like put it out yet, so I just showed the guys, and they thought it was really cool. So that's why that song's kind of short and to the point. It wasn't really supposed to be a Bogg song, but I'm fucking stoked that it turned out to be one. But yeah, that's usually how we write.
So that song, like are you gonna put that on in both projects then, and maybe re-record it, or is it now?
Basically, I wrote it with the intention of it being a Putrid Stew song, and then because we used it, I'm not going to use it for Stew anymore.
Okay, but you never actually play guitar on the out. You just write the stuff. You don't actually record any of it.
Well, no, I didn't play guitar in the album. I did play bass on the album, though.
Oh, cool. Was the bass player in the band on the album? The bass player that's in the band now?
So, Steve left the band before we recorded, and we got Sed in the band right before we recorded, but he still wasn't fully acclimated, and me and Cameron had like written out all the tabs for Sed, so I just ended up using the tabs to kind of do my thing. And I'm sure Sed could have got away with a few songs, but we just ended up doing it all in one day anyways. So, you know, I just ended up playing bass on it.
Cool.
And then, so you have a permanent studio set up. Like, I assume you've got, you know, the digital workstation and all that junk set up in, you know, in your practice room.
Yeah. I have like a studio name. It's called Fix My Face Records. Sometimes I put out cassette stuff, so it's kind of a mini label, mini studio thing. But yeah, I've been mixing and mastering for other bands for like 5 years now. So obviously, like, I do that because I want to control that part of the process. You know, when I was younger, I never really liked what came out of recording with somebody else, so I just ended it myself, and I'm hoping to keep doing that. You know, there might be a time where I feel like my limits have been met just because of like gear. You know, it's like you can always buy better gear, and people with bigger studios obviously have like nicer gear and stuff. But yeah, like I do a lot of stuff by myself, and I do all my band's shit, and you know, I get paid to do mixing and mastering for my friends' bands and stuff. So it's definitely like a big part of our writing process now too, because I can make demos at any time. I can record us in the basement with like one mic, and it'll sound like a basement demo just like right off rip, you know. So it kind of gets us excited a lot quicker. And I think like if any upcoming bands can get an opportunity to record themselves, then you should definitely gas that, and because it can kind of help you figure out who you think you want to be, being able to hear yourself back like immediately instead of waiting months for you to like hear the record back for the first time. You know, if you got demos, you can get a little better idea of what you guys sound like.
Are there any standout bands that you've recorded lately that you were just like that you were just really proud of?
Am I allowed to plug my own shit?
Plug away, dude.
Yeah, I'm doing this thing called Murder Man, and it's like brutal death metal, but with like a gore grind spin, and that's like one of my favorite things I've done so far. It's just like it really rides that border of like lo-fi and hi-fi, and it's extremely gore grind, but it's also extremely brutal death, like putridity and orchidectomy, brodequin, like that kind of style stuff. And we do like these really wild vocals that sound like bubbles, and I think it's fucking cool. I think let me just look for a second. I did mix for Mutilatred recently, and I think that's really fucking cool because Mutilatred is a really fucking sick band. If you guys don't know who they are, definitely check them out. I feel a lot of
was talking about them.
What's up?
I feel like Vomit Forth was plugging them too during their interview.
Yeah. They were supposed to do a tour with them.
Yeah, I did a basement tape thing for Undeath. I didn't record it, but I mixed and mastered it. I think it turned out really well. I released it on my label, Fix My Face Records too. And that thing's just like, I don't know, it's those guys are really fucking incredible players. At the time they were a 3-piece, so it's all like live recordings, and it just sounds really fucking cool. I did a mix for Rotted too, which turned out really fucking cool. Rotted from Maggot Stomp.
Yeah, that sounds sick.
You did some live shows with them though, Undeath, correct?
Yeah, we were just talking about that. We toured with Undeath and Mutilated for a little
No,
bit.
but I mean,
you played bass.
Oh yeah, I did fill in before they got Tommy. I played 2 shows. I was supposed to play the whole leg with them, which is like 5 or 6 shows, but their van broke down, so I learned the whole set just to play 2 shows. But it was fucking sweet.
So he was playing bass for them, and then right after they would get off stage, he's playing drums with us.
Yeah. Double duty.
Uh-huh.
You're probably spent at the end, I'm sure. You're like falling down, tired.
Yeah, drums take a lot out of me. Bass, not so much. Mainly just my neck from head banging.
Well, it's probably better than to do the bass and then the drums and not the other way around.
Yeah, that really saved my ass for those 2 nights.
Cool. I mean, I think we're sort of getting that time, unless you guys got any other crazy weed stories or other things. Otherwise, we're
Smoke a lot of weed.
a lot of weed.
Yeah, I can go on and on about the times we hung out at strip clubs, but I digress.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess Eric, if you don't have anything else, I guess we'll get it wrapped up. I mean, I know you guys have been doing it, you know, since signing with Century Media. And you mentioned that you had a ton of interviews going on. So, you know, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to come on and talk to us.
Yeah, dude.
You know,
Thanks
I know me and Eric sometimes we do 2 interviews in a week, and it's a lot. So to do 3 in one day is just got to be fucking awful. But,
well, at least you didn't call our band Sagabogg.
did you have that?
Yeah. I mean, I like you guys' content a lot. I watched the Vomit 4 thing, the Oxalate interview.
Cool.
And I watched the whole thing. It was great.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
For sure.
But yeah, let's keep in touch. Again, I'll put all the links for everything we talked about in the description, so people can go check out your other projects.
Cool.
The Death Fetish one was pretty cool. I checked that out, and some of the other ones. So
Thanks.
yeah, we'll get all that stuff in the description. And again, really appreciate you guys coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Cool. Okay. Later, everybody. Thanks for joining. Bye.
Yeah. Take care.